Episode 12 coming at you now. We are at the studio in New York with DJ PJ. It's a Wednesday. It's hump day. So much has happened since the last time I've seen you. You went to Miami with your parents. Says no one ever.
I know.
You do that.
I do that. It was the least slutty Miami trip in the history of the world.
But you've been doing that for a long time. Did that go from a little kid trip that you used to go with your family, and then you're like 37.
I'm like almost 40 years old. Yeah, they still take me and like at the hotel, and yeah.
Are you the last person ever to do like family trips?
Easily. It's the same thing we did when I was like 8 years old. Only I just do it now as a very grown adult. Well,
I feel like so you go down to Miami. Out of all places to go with your family, Miami has got to be maybe behind Vegas as the worst place to go with your parents.
It was the first time since I was like literally 15 that I went to Miami and did not consume a single drink of alcohol.
Well, your parents don't drink, do they?
No, but I usually go out when I go with them. I like use it as a free trip. But the thing was, as you know, I went to a bachelor party a few weeks before in Miami, which was insane. So I'm just like, I can't party right now.
How do you party? Previous years, you go out,
Absolutely.
And your parents are in the hotel. Do you have two separate rooms? Or are you guys all in one room?
No, we're all in one room. I share a bed with my dad or my mom. I swear to God.
What is the best case scenario for you if you go out? You can't bring a girl back to the hotel room with your parents. I mean, that's a fast way to meet your parents.
That's a very fast way to meet your parents in the same room. The best case scenario is to go and party, and you know, if I'm looking for something, we can go somewhere else. But I don't know. I just like going out. But
has that ever happened though? Have you ever gone out and a girl is interested, and then you're like, I'm sure you don't tell her my parents are in the hotel room. But do you get like a separate hotel?
Got a hotel room at the Fontainebleau. Oh, nice. They just have a few roommates.
Is that where you guys stay?
We stayed at Eden Rock this time.
Oh, I don't know what that is. I know what the Fontainebleau is.
Yeah, it's right next to there.
But have you ever done that? Have you ever gone out and then a girl
brought a girl back to the room with my parents? No, I have not done that.
No, I know you wouldn't do that.
I've done
but have you ever got another hotel room?
I thought about it. But we usually stay at the Holiday Inn, which would be like a little more feasible. But the Eden Rock's actually really expensive. It was like over $700 a night. So I'm like, well, if I find someone, I'm not getting a hotel room here.
You would have to go to another place, or hopefully they would have a hotel. What if in a worst case scenario, you meet a girl, you guys are like totally clicking. It's down in Miami, you're on the family trip, and she's like, yeah, you know, I'd like to keep the night going. And you're like, well, I can't go back to my room. It's occupied. And then she's like, well, my parents are in my room.
Then we got to go to the beach or something.
Go to the beach?
There's some other, apparently there's some other 30-something-year-olds
Have you ever done that? Have you ever hooked up with a girl on the beach? Have you done that, Mike?
Yes, I have.
Really?
When I was
seems wildly uncomfortable.
It's actually pretty cool. I was playing at a gig in Outer Banks, and you stay with the owners. They have this like big place, but I was like, I'm not bringing. I met some girl on Tinder or whatever, and she came to the show. And for the whole week that I was there, it was actually really nice. We were like dating for the week. It was fantastic. Yeah, because she was staying at her sister's place. I was staying at these people's place, and so we just went to the beach and we would fool around.
Doesn't the sand?
The sand seems like a orifice.
You bring a towel. You're also a little drunk.
No.
You bring a bunch of beer onto the beach. It's completely dark. It's actually not the worst thing that ever happened.
I guess I don't know if I could ever do that.
I've
never done that.
Sand seems like it would be an issue when you're trying to.
Sand seems like it's always an issue. It always
inside of areas.
It always finds its way into places, and that's the last thing we need.
Sure, but again, we're talking towels. Put big blankets down.
I don't think towels do anything at the beach.
Okay, well.
I mean, it's a mild, small layer between you and a disaster.
I don't think I've ever had sex on the beach, to be honest with you.
I mean, for something that a whole drink was named after, not many people have done it.
No. It seems good in theory, but
sex on the beach as a drink seems impractical. I mean, sex by the poolside.
By the way.
Sex on the beach. Is it good? I wonder why they call it a sex on the beach.
We can find out.
We can find that out.
It's like all sugar. I learned how to make them actually. It's like orange juice and more other sugary shit.
But there has to be a reason why they call it that. Sex by the pool could have been another drink.
Sex by the pool sounds a little bit better because there's no sand.
It's so much cleaner. But then other people can see you
Yeah.
at the hotel.
I did think about that. I'm like, well, if I need to go somewhere at the beach, because the hotel is on the beach, but no, I didn't even go out, but.
But you don't swipe either. A lot of people don't know that about you.
I've never been on a date on a dating app.
That's incredible. In 2023, that's incredible. Do we have an answer?
Yeah, can you pull your mic up closer to your face?
Oh yeah, go like this.
Just pull it towards you. There you go.
Oh wow,
There you go, yeah.
Technology.
Yeah, it was invented in the 1980s by Florida bartender Ted Pizio.
His name was definitely Ted. Ted is such an 80s bartender name.
It is such an 80s bartender name.
According to this, it says he came up with the concoction as a way to promote peach schnapps and named it after sex and the beach, which is considered to be the two main attractions of spring break.
True. I didn't even know there was peach schnapps in it.
There is.
I couldn't tell you for $1 million what a schnapp is.
It's a liqueur. It's just like a.
It literally
fruit
just tastes
liqueur.
like peach alcohol.
I mean, I've pretended to know what even liqueurs are in my life. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a nice liqueur.
You never bartended?
I resort style bartended, but that was like, margarita machines, stuff like that. But I don't know how to like.
You don't know peach
Sling.
schnapps is in it. What is in? Do you know what is in a Sex on the Beach? Any of the ingredients?
Cranberry,
Cranberry,
Because I just said that.
orange juice,
orange juice. Yeah.
Ooh.
well, peach schnapps,
Peach schnapps.
Vodka.
There's one more. Vodka.
vodka.
There you
It's a
go.
vodka drink. I don't like vodka drinks though. I've never liked vodka drinks.
You're a beer guy.
Nah, I like. I'd rather have a rum drink if I'm gonna have a tropical drink.
I'm a
I'd
rum
rather-
guy too, actually.
A dark rum is nice.
I can't do dark rum anymore.
No.
Why? What happened to you?
Spring break.
You got
Spring
sex
break,
on the beach.
Spring break, Panama City, and I drank an entire fifth of Captain Morgan's within a 24-hour period, probably a 10-hour period, and now the smell of it still brings me back to that pukey, vomity.
What's the
Still brings you back. And how long?
it's
How long
still-
ago?
I mean, this is 20 years ago, maybe.
And it still has
17
like
20 beers
still can't
ago?
do it.
20 beers ago.
20 beers ago.
Yeah, I just can't. It just reminds me of a time in my life I can no longer mess around with.
I have that with coconut rum.
Oh
I'm
man.
completely out of the
Malibu?
coconut. Malibu. Malibu put me out. I was 15 years old.
Same here.
Out. I'm out on coconut rum. I can't even go near it. I smell it and I puke.
Yeah.
In my brain, I puke. I don't.
I
think
had the
physically
same memory
puke.
when I was 15.
Yeah, it's rum. I think rum is a lot of people's least favorite drink.
Because you get so lit.
Yeah.
You do.
You get
It tastes
super lit.
good and
I
sweet.
got super lit. 15, 16 years old. I drank. I feel like at the time, I felt like I drank an entire bottle of coconut rum, but it was most likely like 3 drinks. But when you're 16, like 3 coconut rum drinks, that put me out. I fell asleep under a pool table,
Wow.
puked.
Rum was what we were stealing from our parents when we were like in high school and stuff, so that makes sense.
There was a lot of Goldschlager around parents' houses too.
Goldschlager, Jaeger, liqueurs. You got your hands on whatever you could.
I feel like I don't know anyone who's purchased Goldschlager non-ironically.
Middle school and high school.
Well, that's what I mean. Like,
Yeah, that's it.
Goldschlager you had in middle school or high school, but then after that, I've never gone to the store and bought Goldschlager.
I've
I mean, it's
never
essentially
seen-
like
yeah.
Fireball, isn't it? Isn't it a cinnamon drink? I think it's a cinnamon drink with gold flakes, which I don't even know how you. Anytime they're like, oh yeah, this has, have you ever seen those that steakhouse you could do like a gold leaf steak? I don't understand how you eat gold. Like, what's the process of making that?
It seems unnecessary. It seemed cool when you were like 17, but
But how do you eat gold? How do you eat gold flakes? How do you digest
It's
it?
a Swiss cinnamon schnapps. Yeah, you're right. It's like it's like Fireball,
Fireball.
but it's
Oh, it is.
liqueur. It's a liqueur. It's a schnapps, which
But
is
how do
like-
you eat gold? I don't understand that fundamentally.
I think because gold's like a natural mineral.
Is it real gold that's in a Goldschlager? You'd think that you'd have some shimmery shits at a minimum.
that's a good point though. I literally don't even think I've seen anyone drinking Goldschlager in like 15 years.
No, I haven't. Another one that bit the dust was the Jaeger bomb.
The Jaeger bomb.
Jaeger bomb.
I still see Jaeger at bars, but
massively
no one
popular.
orders it.
No, I used to have Jaeger bombs every time I went out when I was in college. And they used to have. Do you remember when they made Jaeger bombs were increasing in popularity, and then they came up with those plastic throwaway Jaeger bomb glasses that had a spot in the middle for the Jaeger, and then around the outside. You remember that?
Oh yeah, those are big.
There was a plastic cup that was a throwaway cup, but in the center it had another little compartment where you put the Jaeger in, and then the outside is where you put the Red Bull.
The Red Bull, right? It was Red Bull and Jaeger was the
Red
formula.
Bull and Jaeger, yeah.
That was popularized by what was that like? It was like a Vine before YouTube or something.
No. It was
what was that stupid thing that?
I'll take 2 Jaeger bombs, Chief. Remember that video?
What was that from though? What was that from?
It was just like one of the first viral videos. It was like on
This is
E-Bombs
before
World.
YouTube or like
Yeah.
Vine or some
E-Bombs World.
E-Bombs World.
And it was spread around, like college kids like us. We watched it. I'll take 2 Jaeger bombs, Chief. Remember he was like jacked?
Yeah, he like carried the protein around.
Yeah, he had the protein. It was actually you, basically.
It was me like when I was like pledging fraternity.
But my 21st birthday, I got hammered off of grape bombs, which was what's the name of the vodka? 3 Olives?
3 Olives was a
3
big one.
Olives grape scented vodka. Not scented, flavored. 3
into it.
Olives grape flavored vodka with Red Bull is what I drank all night on my 21st birthday. And it was one of the only times I ever put a dip in, like tobacco.
Oh, really?
Puked everywhere. Yeah.
So Goldschlager does have real gold. The urban legend
What?
is that it contains gold flakes so that it can cut your throat and stomach, therefore delivering the alcohol directly to your bloodstream for quicker intoxication.
That sounds fucked up.
And the consensus, that's the urban legend.
Wait, I'm sorry. Oh, okay.
And
It's
the
not real.
consensus is there's approximately 0.1 grams of gold in each bottle. And I did the math. It's about $5 worth of gold.
That's it?
That's what it says. Seems like a lot to
That
be
seems
honest.
like a
with
That
lot,
seems
yeah.
like they're wasting a lot of money there.
Is there any pictures of the
So you can
factory?
consume gold?
Ooh, how do they make? What does the factory look like? There's like a guy like spinning a pot full of like what whiskey? Is it? Is that a liqueur? And then there's just gold bars being shaved. I don't understand the process. I don't get it. I still don't get it.
I don't know. It just seems like a real heavy security to make a real shitty
Yeah.
drink. It's got truckloads of gold flakes coming in. You got to have armed guards.
There's had to be
to make
someone
trash.
on the Goldschlager team who's just like, why don't we just make these artificial flakes?
Or you could just put quotes around gold. And then
Yeah.
they don't have to put real gold in there.
Yeah, the guy who owns the company's grandfather took the name a little too literally.
It seems protected because I can't find any images or videos of the production line
Of what?
of Goldschlager.
The production line,
I'm
yeah.
trying to find like the production, and it doesn't really. There's nothing going on here.
It's just ironic because it like seems like it should be such a fancy drink, but it's really for like
Kinda
college
trashy,
students.
yeah.
It's like
Trashy.
actually
It was in
low-
Superbad.
or actually high key trashy.
Do you remember the
yeah,
name?
I watched it a few days ago. When they were like trying to go to the party. The
But
guys. like,
what's the fake name? The fake name of it in the movie, do you remember?
of Goldschlager?
Yeah.
No.
Gold Slick. Yeah, could you pick up a bottle of Gold Slick?
Yeah, you got to get me a
Yeah.
bottle of Cold Stick. That's my favorite.
That's my
yeah,
favorite.
Totally. A little gay, but I could do it.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
You watched a movie?
I did. Are you proud of me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think we've never watched a movie together.
I was gonna do trivia last night, and they're like, "Oh, it's Hulu shows." I was like, "Okay, nope." I'm like,
Oh,
anything.
Hulu. I thought it was just presented by Hulu.
it was, but then I think it was. Oh, I invited you, but I think it was just about Hulu shows, which I would have been terrible at.
I would have been terrible at it too. You know what show we watched? Rhea thinks this is hilarious, and it was one of those moments where I'm like, I can't believe I'm married to this woman. She thinks that Schitt's Creek is the funniest thing she's ever seen, and
I've
I
seen
don't
a few
get
episodes
it.
actually.
I don't get it at all.
I love that show.
I don't get it.
I think it's really funny.
I'm watching the first season, and
It's the guy from American Pie, right?
Yeah.
Levy.
I find the acting to be terrible, and it's just all one note. It's one joke. The entire first season is one joke. These rich people in a poor town, done 100 times. This
Has it
guy
been?
has like a lot of clothes and he needs to sell them. Like they're used to fancy stuff and they don't have it anymore. It's one joke the entire season.
I mean, it's kind of, if you like the best in shows, if you like that style of comedy, the Eugene Levy style of comedy of all those movies that he's done, then you would like it. But maybe,
Yeah,
maybe
I
are you
just
not?
don't get
have
it.
you seen Best in Show?
No,
or,
never
okay.
seen Best in Show.
Yeah, you should really get onto those. They're really funny.
I'm giving Schitt's Creek a try,
You
but
are.
I we
Is
did
she dragging you into it?
yeah, and I kept my mouth shut for the first 5 episodes, and I leaned over to her last night, and I'm like, Rhea, I fucking don't understand what the fuck why people like this. With all the love in my heart, I've given this 5 episodes, and I have not laughed
5
once.
is patient.
I don't understand why people like this at all. And I know some people give like the first season. You got to give it the first season.
You got to give it the first 74 episodes before it
I'm
gets
just like,
good.
I really don't get it, and I want to like it because I want to watch something with her that she likes, but I truly don't understand why people love it.
What other shows does she like? Have you tried? What else have you tried?
She's like a friend. Like she's Friends. I'm Seinfeld. She likes Gilmore Girls. I mean, she is just like a girly girl.
So you
girly
can't
girl.
like Friends because you like Seinfeld, or
No,
you just don't like
I,
Friends?
No, we've had
There's
this
two different
argument.
categories.
We've had the argument that I think Seinfeld is just a much better show, and she completely disagrees.
Yeah.
But she likes the long story arc of Friends. She likes the fact that like there's like, you know, Ross and Rachel get together and break up. She likes the long arc of like the story of Friends, where for the opposite reason, I like to be able to jump into a Seinfeld episode and they're all standalone. And you don't, you can, if you know the inside jokes that transpire through seasons and knowing the characters, it makes it funnier, but it's not a requirement. Where like you jump into a random Friends episode and I'm like, I don't know why, I don't understand.
You have to know what's going on before.
A little bit, yeah. You can jump into random Friends episodes, but it's not as rewarding, I think, as a random Seinfeld episode.
I think comedically, people don't give enough credit to Friends, specifically the character Ross, because he's like the lovable idiot. But I think he might be one of the funniest characters on that show.
Ross, really?
Oh yeah. His lines, his comebacks, he's I think brutally underrated in comedy, because Chandler always got the big laughs.
Yeah.
But his lines were so clever and fun.
I like Friends more than I like Schitt's Creek.
Wow, it says a lot.
Does it?
I think so. Yeah, because I think Schitt's Creek
truly
is an incredibly
don't
good show.
understand why what the hype is about Schitt's Creek.
Let me tell you how,
as someone in entertainment, I would give it the benefit of the doubt to be like, this isn't for me, but this is funny for some people. I truly don't get it. I'm watching it and I have not laughed once in the entire show.
This is
5 episodes in.
Five
Not
episodes
one
in,
laugh.
I find everyone unlikable. I think the acting is terrible.
But they're supposed to be unlikable.
I know their character. I'm just saying, like, even as unlikable characters are unlikable. Like, I don't even root for them to be unlikable.
So you haven't bought into the unlikability, is what you're
Not
saying.
even a little bit.
Yeah.
I literally can't stand the characters to the point where I had to tell her last night, I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Like the character of the girl who works at the motel, I wanted to throw my fucking shoe at the TV last night. What's her name? Misty, Cindy, Sloppy, Slicky?
Cindy Sloppy, yeah.
What's her name?
Cindy Sloppy. Twyla.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's not her name. The girl who works at the front desk of the hotel?
Stevie.
Stevie. Brutally unlikable. Brutal. I hate the way she delivers her lines. I can't stand her character. I just can't.
I've never
stand
seen you this angry about a show before.
I'm angry because it's so hyped up. I wouldn't be this angry if it was just a show that we stumbled upon.
Well,
but it's so revered.
It had to go from Canada first.
Well, that explains a lot.
And then to America. That jump rarely happens. So there is something to be said about the show.
This is a Canadian show.
It's a Canadian show, aired in Canada, and then it got picked up in America.
I'm not taking away that people like it.
Oh no, I'm just saying, like it took a lot for that show to get here.
I get that.
And you don't
I've
have
seen
to
a few
like
episodes. I'm ambivalent.
Yeah,
Let me ask you this.
Doesn't get me.
6 Degrees of Separation. Have you ever seen Kevin Can Fuck Himself on AMC?
No.
It's our show.
Top-notch show.
What is it?
It's called Kevin Can Fuck Himself.
Kevin can fuck himself.
And it's got Annie Murphy, who plays Alexis, the sister,
Okay.
in Schitt's Creek.
On A&E?
AMC.
AMC.
And it's this very boring classic sitcom setup when the character Kevin is in the room, and then every time he leaves, it turns this really dark, like, comedy drama thing. So anytime
I've
he's
never
in the
even
room,
heard of it.
I know, man. It's like it's this weird thing on A&E. I think it's only going 3 seasons total, and that's it. It's done. But it's
called Kevin Can Fuck Himself?
Yeah, it's
Never even heard of
really.
that. Have
I
you
know,
heard of that?
it's like a weird one that happened on AMC.
That's the name of a TV show.
But it's so like you're gonna watch it for 5 minutes and be like, this is the most trash shit I've ever seen. But once you get past the sitcominess of it, it's like, whoa, what's going on here? And then you start really getting into like this weird world of this woman and her hatred of her life and stuff. It's fucking cool, man. I'm telling you, it took me.
All right,
I heard about it and I was like, this show fucking sucks. And then as soon as it's the real show hit, I was like, this could be the greatest show on television. Highly underrated.
Well, I will. I think I'm stuck at watching Schitt's Creek until its completion, just to be
How
a
many
good
seasons
husband.
are you going to have to suffer through?
As many as there are. I don't think you can stop. Once I've committed to doing it, I'm in it.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
But I don't know. Maybe she'll let me off the hook of Schitt's Creek. But I'm not liking it. But we'll see. Maybe there's a turning point. On the flip of that, I've been watching the Larry Sanders Show, which is just unbelievable. It's so good. One of the most underrated shows ever. Took place all through the 90s on HBO when I think that just people didn't have HBO. Like, I think it would have been the Curb Your Enthusiasm of the 90s, but just people didn't have HBO like they do now. It's just so good. Acting is great. The characters are unbelievable. It's like a behind-the-scenes comedy in the of a talk show, of a fake late-night show, and it's just so good. Writing is unbelievable. Acting is unbelievable.
I'm so far behind in the TV world. I just started watching Lost. Like I'm.
Are you diving into Lost?
I'm like literally. It's like the 7th show I've ever watched more than like 3 episodes of. So
How many
like,
episodes of Lost have you watched?
I'm on the 4th season, which as you know, for me is I have a little bit of ADD / a lot. So
You have a lot
I'm
of ADD.
very proud of myself. Yeah.
I heard it gets pretty crazy.
Yeah, it gets weird.
Rhea actually asked me if I wanted to watch Lost from season 1, episode 1, and that was just too much of a commitment.
No,
I mean, that's like hundreds of episodes that you're committing to.
it's over 100.
Yeah, it's a lot, and they're hour episodes. I don't know if I could do it. But you've casually jumped into it. The other
Yeah.
show that I was proud of you that you dove into was The Walking Dead, which it's not very PJ at all.
I watched all 11 seasons. That's like 70% of the TV I've watched in my entire life.
But you're like legitimately a fan of.
Huge fan.
Like, would you go to
How
like the
random is that?
conventions?
The only other, I probably would. Which
You
is
love
so
it.
off-brand for me.
I used to go to a bar when I was living in Atlanta when it first hit, and it was like big.
Oh,
and
yeah,
huge.
'cause
And
that's
because
an
they
Atlanta
film in
show, yeah.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
And this bar they would do a Walking Dead watch night, and you go eat and you drink, and then the whole bar, this big bar, just shuts the fuck up during the show. And if anyone even peeps, people lose their fucking mind. It was really cool.
I would have been into that.
It was super fun. Yeah.
I don't watch a lot of like dramas or
It doesn't seem like your
fiction.
speed.
No, I watch more like cooking shows, like anything.
Love cooking diners
anything
and Diggins and drive-ums.
diners, driggins, and drive-throughs. Anything that Guy Fieri does or Gordon Ramsay, I'm like just full in.
When I'd casually wake up at like noon, and when we were living together, I'd see you just like there, like a dog in front of the TV, and like, all right, we are here in Alabama, and look at this brisket, and you're like so happy. I was like,
Is that your Guy
Jiggy's
Fieri
awake.
impression? I love Guy Fieri because he's like, I love
was
the
that not on
setups.
point?
The setups are always the same. He gets
They
out of
are.
the car. He gets out of the.
He's so excited every time, though. I got to give you that.
He's like, when I'm looking for authentic. Well, you know, when I'm looking for authentic tacos, I've come down here to Anna's place. Can't believe I'm in Anchorage, Alaska. This is Anna's place. And then it cuts to the kitchen, and it's like, we got 2 tacos in the window. And then it goes to 2 customers being like, I love Anna's because when they make the tacos, it comes from the heart. This is Anna's Taqueria.
And every episode is the same.
They're
like that.
always
I
the
love
same.
it. It's on
Every single
point.
one.
I want to do a show called Triple C.
What's
It's
that?
Cheesecake Factory, Cheesecake Factory, Cheesecake Factory, and I just tour all the different cheesecake factories.
I would join you on that.
And
Bang Bang Shrimp or the Bang Bang Chickens?
And the cook every time he's just like, yeah, you just open the bag and fry it. Just a different food.
It's just fried food, or it's just frozen food. I think at those places.
Yeah, it's all bagged, processed stuff.
We're here, but I'm looking for real deal Italian.
Your 2 shows were the diners, Diggins, and drive-ins, and the what does that show?
Ancient
that never
Aliens?
has an ending. The Mystery Island, where these
Curse of Oak Island.
people are trying to find gold that like doesn't exist.
Curse of Oak Island must be the biggest con in the history of television.
You
They're
loved
on
it, though.
15 seasons of the Curse of Oak Island. No one's has ever got. There's no curse that's ever happened to anyone, and they haven't found shit. They found like a wood fragment in season 3.
Yeah.
And they
Like, we
keep
really
on
might
getting
be onto
renewed.
something. We're getting really close.
That is purely a great name and a great hook of a show that they keep getting people to come back.
It got you to come back though.
I know, because you watch it and in the first 10 seconds of every single episode, they tell you there's an island that's cursed. 6 people have died, and they say that 7 must die to get the treasure. And then you're like, maybe tonight's the episode.
Someone's gonna die
where
tonight.
Someone's gonna die tonight.
No one died.
Finding
one does.
Bigfoot's another one. Went from
Finding Bigfoot,
2011 to 2018.
They never found shit.
found him.
Bigfoot has never
10
been found.
years. Like, oh, we found a footprint. Nope, this is just from a bear.
It's a deer.
Keeps people like Jiggy hooked at least.
Curse of Oak Island, I was pretty hooked on, but
You're
I
big
thought
into
it was
that.
going to be a mini series of like 6 episodes where maybe there was some conclusion. No conclusion at all.
None.
Curse of Oak Island is now just like it's just trash History Channel TV. The other show I never understood was Ice Road Truckers. Like I don't know how the fuck they pitched that.
What is it?
It's literally what you think. It's about truckers who drive on a frozen road in Alaska. You literally take the 2 most boring things you could possibly watch, which is people driving a truck in the wintertime. That's what the show is.
And they just like try not to like
slip and slide
hit
on
a
the
polar
road.
bear and die.
I guess Ice Road Truckers is a real show.
I think that was a response to like the crab fishing shows. What is that?
Crab's
Yeah.
Greatest Catch or
Yes.
Deadliest Catch.
Deadliest Catch, and they're like, what other jobs are deadly? And they're like, let's just find all the deadly
all the-
jobs. Yeah.
Deadliest Catch.
Streetwalker.
Anything in Alaska's got a chance just because it's so random and like extreme.
Deadliest Catch. I thought was way more interesting than Ice
was
Road
decent.
Truckers.
It was decent. It could keep my attention for a little bit, which says something.
Yeah, you got the big waves.
Yeah, there's stuff happening.
You got the
There's
little crabs coming out.
enough
You had
movement to keep
multiple
my
boats. You had multiple boats. They're all trying to compete for the haul.
mind.
But
What are you going to get forced into watching next, do you think?
I don't know. She dropped the Gilmore Girls on me last night, which I'm fucked. If I,
I
have to
feel
go
like
to
at
that.
least 60% of the TV shows I know are from like what girls have made me watch with them.
Yeah. But what are you gonna do? I'll give her the.
I don't
TV
hate
shows.
Sex in the City though. I think every girl I've ever dated like
I love
forced
Sex and
me
the
to
City.
watch it, but like I'm like kind of into it.
Sex in the City is like a good show.
Yeah, it is.
I much rather watch that than Schitt's Creek.
I got forced into Bravo shows over the pandemic.
Oh, God help
and
you.
now,
Thanks.
listen, now I am fully in on Below Deck.
Below Deck, yeah, that's one in the house I watch.
Fully in on Summer House. I'm fully in on Vanderpump Rules. Now Vanderpump and Summer House,
Nice.
it was a lot harder for me to go down, but now I'm down the rabbit hole and I can't stop.
Oh gosh, that's what they do. They have like the highly stylized show style that Below Deck I thought was fun because you had new. Below Deck is like on
What's
a
that?
cruise boat. Oh, not a cruise boat. It's
Yachts.
a yacht, and so you have like a rich guy who rents the yacht out for the week, and they're all usually like Australian deckhands, and they're all like banging each other, and there's drama on the boat, and then every episode they have a new customer
Sounds
who comes
kinda
on
fun.
the boat, and they're like, Mr. Johnson wants filet mignon, but we're in the middle of Alaska. We don't have wherever they're at. They're never in Alaska. But
I think it's fun because they're actually doing the work. Like the cast is actually
they're real,
cleaning
they're
the
real
toilets and
deckhands.
shit.
Yeah.
So it's like there's an element of drama and like setups, but it's also like at the end of the day they have to put the slide out and clean the puke up when the guest
They put
throws
the
up.
slide. Yeah, they have the slide that goes out. They have the captain. There's the cook who has to cook everything.
And they're all bloody mad.
They're all Australians, right?
They're usually British or
It's like
Australians.
Semester at Sea, but like a drama.
basically
sort of,
yeah.
yeah. But the customers who rent this boat out for like $100,000 or $200,000, and then they get tipped at the end. They always tell the audience what they got tipped out, right? They're like, oh yeah, we got $2,000 per person.
They get a discount though for being on the show, so it's usually about 50 to 60,000 for the charter, which is like 30-40% less than it normally would be, in exchange for, and they fly you out.
They fly you out to the
pay
boat.
for your flights if you're a guest, put you up the day before, whatever day after, and then you have to pay like 50-60K anyway.
It's a lot.
So you still have to be rich. But like they've had like celebrities have been on that shit.
Yeah.
Like what's his name? Some famous Boston Red Sox player,
Euclid?
Giambi.
Giambi.
Oh, yeah, Jason Giambi.
He was on that.
Nomar.
You don't know Jason Giambi?
Yeah. He never played in the Red Sox.
Yeah, he did. His brother did.
Oh, okay.
Didn't I think his brother played
Not
on
the
the Red Sox.
Yankees.
That Giambi played. I think his brother played for the Red Sox for a period of time. You know what I was looking at?
It was Johnny Damon. I'm sorry.
Johnny Damon.
Okay.
Yeah, close enough. Do you realize that this is very niche Boston, but do you realize that the Boston Bruins are having the best season in the history of the NHL this year, and no one even talks about it? I just looked this up
Hockey's
this
like-
morning.
I feel like hockey is like becoming less popular. I don't know.
No one talks about hockey. The Boston Bruins are 60-12. They're gonna have the best record in the history of the NHL, and I just looked at it this morning, and like, isn't it? My mom doesn't talk about it.
I was looking at something of like the most popular sports in America, and like football is still by far number one. But like people that said hockey was their favorite sport was like was a very small percentage.
Same people like Schitt's Creek.
Same people. Mike, are you a hockey fan? Are we like offending you right now, or
Not even.
No.
I don't
okay.
I don't like sports at all.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I like sports, but I don't love any sport. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think going to hockey games is
Yeah.
maybe the best sporting event to attend.
Yeah, it's got the best smell. It's got the most unique smell of
For
any
sure.
sport.
I went
think.
to a Canadians game in Montreal, and they weren't playing the Bruins. It was just a random Montreal Canadiens game, and I left. And I was like, I totally get this.
Well, they must be insane there.
They're insane. I was
it
eating.
Awesome?
It was awesome.
Canadians love hockey.
The Canadians love hockey, and the Canadians that season were terrible. That's the thing. The Canadian teams are not even good. Like I don't think the Montreal Canadiens have won a Stanley Cup in decades. But you would never know by going to the game. And I'm eating Tim Hortons, the Canadian Dunkin' Donuts.
Nice. I was just there, so I know what you're talking about.
Tim Hortons is nice, man.
What is their munchkins are called Timbits?
They're all fucked up in Canada. Everything's all fucked up.
And just like Dunkin' here, it stinks.
Yeah, or they instead of doing like a coffee regular, it's a double, I think, or something, right? With two creams, 2 sugars.
I ate snow when I was there. I was there a few weeks ago. It was
What the fuck are you talking about?
It was the last week of their Winterfest in Montreal.
What do you mean you ate snow?
I ate snow. There's like a thing where you pour maple syrup. I don't even know there's like a fancy word for it. You pour maple syrup on...
A snow cone?
No. Like it's literally real snow. You pour maple syrup in a line, and then they give you a stick, and then you roll it up. So you eat the maple syrup and it has snow outside of it. So
like
I feel very Canadian. This is a real thing. I swear to God.
I can back him up. I
swear
saw
to God.
when I was in Mont Tremblay skiing this year, they had a big thing of snow where you just like pour hot maple on it, and it's like
It's maple syrup and snow. It could not be more stereotypical.
That is unbelievable. You do a line of maple syrup and snow. It's like Canadian cocaine.
It literally is, yeah. And the craziest thing was, although it was pretty sloppy, you imagine how sloppy I got when I was eating it, but it was actually pretty good.
Maple syrup and snow?
It's mostly maple syrup.
I mean, the snow is just to cool it off and turn it
Yeah.
into like a hard piece of candy, basically.
It's frozen maple syrup.
It freezes the maple syrup, yeah. It's like chewy.
Okay, so it becomes like a taffy.
Yeah.
Almost, yeah. It like takes 30 seconds to freeze or whatever, and yeah, we're eating outside, and it was good.
Canada is like the America upside down.
It is.
It's just like
Yeah.
everyone's like hot and friendly. Like Montreal,
So friendly.
everyone's just nice. It's very off-putting.
Yeah. Especially in, like if you say hi to someone like you do here in New York, they're like, "Are you trying to rob me?" But
I don't
there
know.
it's just like
Not Quebec.
Quebec City?
Fake French. Yeah, they're all a little bit. They all think they're French. You know what I mean? Because they speak French.
It's French light.
Yeah, it's French. Like they bring the attitude, but it's like well, you're in Quebec. Grow up.
And people they love their Frenchness
well,
though.
yeah. People in France hate the people from there. Well, not hate, but they think they're like trashy.
You
'Cause
talk
they
about
speak really weird
a
French.
society who just like chose to not have. I mean, they've latched on to multiple different things where I don't even know what the fuck they are anymore. Like their money has or used to have the Queen on it, which is British influence, but they speak French
They're very proud of it too.
and they're kind of like Americans. So I don't get it. Like, are they French, British, American-ish?
They have a lot of. They try to like preserve their culture a lot because every place around them speaks English, like the U.S. and basically all of Canada. So
But isn't there some irony in that? They only speak French because they were conquered by the French.
yeah, I know. They're very proud to be from there,
Conquered.
basically.
Their nickel, dime, quarter, loony, and toonie is all Queen Elizabeth II. She's on everything.
She's on everything, but
and
that's
the $5
British influence.
The $5 bill is Sir Wilfrid Laurier, the Candarum II, whoever the hell that is.
You know what's interesting too that I found as someone who's like I'm into hotels is all the Fairmont hotels through Canada. Where you know the Fairmont hotels?
That's where I stayed when I went to Montreal a few weeks ago.
That's where we stayed too.
Oh yeah, we
In
missed
Montreal.
each other by a day.
That was like a modern one, but a lot of the Fairmont hotels, if you look them up, they look like castles.
They look sick.
They built the Canadian Railroad coast to coast, and along the route, they built all these Fairmont like castle-looking hotels. It was really interesting to see. It's also incredible You think about workmanship of building a railroad. I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they did it. Think about that. Like, if you paid me $1 million to build a railroad 1 block in New York City, it would take me my entire life. I don't think I'd be able to figure it out. But they went coast to coast, Boston all the way to California. Incredible.
Sounds like a pain in the ass to do.
Such a pain in the ass. And like, what do you eat? You're out there eating buffaloes.
Yeah. Changed the country in the 19th century or whatever.
1800s, right?
Yeah, something like that.
People should be hooting and hollering about the railroad being built. I guess they did at the time. But that's a very impressive feat, that they built the entire railroad all the way across the country.
To build a single piece of infrastructure across a whole country. Yeah.
Is incredibly impressive. I wonder if you fast forward those people who built the railroad.
In school.
I loved history.
Well, the reality is that Chinese laborers and underpaid workers and essentially slaves were the ones that were brought over to do it.
PJ. Lots of PJs.
Lots of PJs.
It was Chinese laborers. Oh, that sucks. We didn't even do it ourselves.
No.
But
there had to be a master plan of doing it. Like,
there was 11,000 Chinese workers that were employed by the Central Pacific Railroad that built the Sacramento, all the way out to Sacramento, California.
Only 11,000 people? That's still impressive.
It's a lot.
If you fast forward, though, and you took those 11,000 people and then you showed them a JetBlue flight that goes from Boston to San Francisco in like 4 hours, they would have been like, what the fuck?
And to this day, our rail system still is like not that. Like, to get to Boston, it still takes me like 5 hours.
You love the train. You take the train more than anyone else. Boston to New York is another realm.
Like,
it always
in
takes...
China, they have like a train that goes from like Beijing to Shanghai in like 3 hours. That's like across the country for us, like distance.
We never
We
really
need to step our game up.
We never really got onto that high-speed rail type of thing.
I wish we did, because
we can't even master low-speed rail. You saw that there's rail cars like flipping over in Ohio.
Yeah.
They're going like 3 miles an hour.
You put your tinfoil hat on. It's not because we can't master it. It's because the auto lobby, man.
The auto lobby?
The car lobbyists, they don't want to have high-speed rail because that means you got to buy less cars, and that's less.
But isn't there
is that true?
100,
That's got to be true. Do you think that there...
What reason
But
would you
Amtrak
stop
is
it?
controlled. Isn't it like controlled by the government?
Amtrak? American Track?
And there's the lobbying. They lobby the government. They lobby to stop high-speed rail, true high-speed rail, so that you have to have a car. You have to have a car.
That's why Elon Musk... He's doing like an underground train thing.
No, he's not. He never did.
Underground train.
Underground
They'll
train.
get me to Boston in like 52
no, maybe
minutes.
that's not what he's doing.
He did one in Vegas. It was going to be the Hyperloop.
Hyperloop.
And it's just a tunnel underground that people drive Teslas through.
That's sick.
No, it's not. It's a tunnel. It's just a tunnel. There's nothing to it.
But I thought there was a train that's supposed to be in there.
No. Because he's nothing but smoke and mirrors. He's a snake oil salesman. It's just Teslas driving back and forth, not self-driving. They have people driving them, and you get in for $12 or whatever, $4, and you go a mile, and then you get out. And people are like, Elon's a genius. It's like, he built a tunnel. There's nothing there. Sorry.
So where do you stand on Elon?
Guy's a complete fraud. He's my hero. In some ways, the guy's my hero because he's a complete and utter.
It's a very interesting story.
He goes from like town to town, just like pretending he built stuff. He hasn't invented a single thing.
He had a spaceship that went to the moon.
Nope. He bought into that company. Next.
What? SpaceX?
That's not. He didn't start that company. SpaceX was around before he was around. Tesla.
Well, I know if you look inside
Twitter,
the capsule, it looks like a Tesla.
Oh, then he's a genius.
He did that.
He's a weirdo. He's a smart guy, but he's definitely strange.
You know, I have a skin tag on my eyeball.
Jesus.
I was like thinking the other day, I got like an ad. Like, I don't know if my phone is obviously listening to me, but I have a skin tag on my eyelid.
What?
You know, like a little skin thing. Can you see that on there? It looks like a crumb, but it's a skin tag. Can you see it?
On this?
Yeah, like right here.
That's what that's called?
A skin tag on my eyelid.
Oh, how does that
I don't know how to get it off. And then I got targeted an ad on my Instagram, this little patch that you put on and then it just falls off. But then it's on my eyeball. I don't want my eyeball to fall off.
No, you need your eyeball.
They have these little things that's like a tiny little rubber band with this little poke thing, and you put the rubber band over and it squeezes it and it falls off.
No.
Yeah. You should do it. Let's do it on the show.
I'll do it.
You look great.
Am I going to bleed?
No. It just dies and falls off like dead skin.
I don't know if I
We
want
should do it live
I've
next
done it.
time.
I don't know if I can do that.
I've done it. You should do it.
We got to do it live.
how
like
bad-
Wait, it instantly falls off?
No,
These
over
little-
like a week or so.
I have to keep a rubber band on my eyeball for
It's
a
that
week?
or a patch. Or I can get some nail clippers. We can just do it right here, right now.
Oh! But you have to keep a rubber band on my eyeball for a week.
do it. Do it.
No,
That's
on your
what-
eyelid.
But
This
I have
isn't
to,
something about Mary.
but I
You
have
ever
to,
had a whitehead on your eyeball?
I have to keep a rubber band on my eyelid
It's
for a
tiny
week.
little clear thing. You can barely see it. It's
How do you
super
get it?
small. There's a little device, a little like cone that you put right over the little thing, and you scoot it down. It's a tool. It's a whole thing.
Really?
Mhm.
Let's. I want to order one.
Order one, and we'll do it.
I was thinking about this thing. I was looking in the mirror today, and I want to get because I'm
I
changing
never
up my.
noticed it. Until
really?
Yeah.
I changed up my my morning routine, and I got this little. I've been trying to like do face stuff
Ooh.
because Rhea has like a
What are you
1,000
using?
creams.
Apparently, like face. It's like important for your hygiene. But what do you?
Face
what do you
cleansing.
yeah.
I never did like acne creams or whatever, but just like like a brightener. I don't know.
Brightener.
That's not what it's called. Like a toner.
Right.
But Rhea has 900 million different lotions. Like
I feel like we need at least one if she's got 900 million.
she has 900 million. Like her night routine versus my night routine is like I literally just go, I'm ready to go to bed, and I go to bed.
Then
When
hers
she's
is
ready to go
like-
to bed, there's a lineup of lotions. None of
And
them
what do
are
they
in
do?
sync. She has like hand cream, and then she does another lotion for like body lotion, hand cream, face creams. They're all under eye cream, and all different scents.
Does this like make you more attractive? Is this for your health? Is this for both?
It's a
Like
women have a completely different life. It just doesn't
women
make
have a
any-
completely different.
It doesn't
life.
make. I've been trying to pay more attention to her nighttime routine. And
Are you
my
trying to get some
takeaway.
tips?
I mean, I'm just in shock. Like, I can go straight to bed. She has at least 15 minutes of lotions. And the other thing I don't understand about the nighttime routine is these lotion companies can't get on the same page and make them all fucking 1 cent. She has like French baguette as 1 cent, and then it's like cocoa bean, and this. She smells like a fucking Whole Foods market when she comes to bed.
Oh my goodness.
It's all different scents. You'd think that all the creams would get together and be like, we're doing 1 cent.
Or they're just like one cream that can do like everything, but no.
All in one. Well, that was my whole thing.
That's gotta be an
Shower-
invention today. If we can go to the moon, how do we not invent one cream? Why do we need like
1 cream, 1 cent.
yeah?
Seems like it would make sense. The other thing in the shower, I have 1
What are you?
pump bottle.
What are you,
It's
a
a 4 in
communist
1.
man?
What
Are
do
you a
Oh, shit.
communist?
Where's my wedding ring?
Uh-oh.
Did it fall off?
Oh,
Oh.
Rhea, I hope you're not
Oh
watching.
God.
Are you turning into me, losing things?
Did it slide off with all the new lotion you've been putting on?
I don't know.
Slipped off?
I actually just felt. I was like, holy shit.
You don't know where it is?
No, I don't.
Is this
I hope it's
because
at home.
Is this because you've been cheating?
Yeah, in here with you
With
fucks.
us.
PJ, check your butthole.
Not in there.
And I just put lotion on it.
Yeah.
That's-
Should we
that's not
find
good.
this?
No, well, I don't think it's here. It must be at home. I do take it off in the shower because I feel like it could fall off the soap. But I was talking about soap, and usually I have a little tick where I like, Well, I hope I find it. I'll find it.
Oh my goodness.
But I do the
Expensive?
4-in-1.
Did you get a real good
No.
one or just a regular ass ring?
A regular gold. I mean, it's real gold. It was made with Goldschlagers.
Yeah. 100% Goldschlager.
100% Goldschlager. I got 5 bottles of Goldschlager.
I'd be petrified to wear one.
It's still a drop in the bucket of what her whole setup was.
Yeah.
You know, they have the diamond and everything. Just a regular gold band is not that expensive, in the hundreds of dollars.
If I ever get married, I don't know what I'm going to do because I lose so many things. I'd be so. I guess I would need to get insurance.
You just have to keep it on your body.
Like how I left these red earmuffs here from the last show. I, no joke, probably go through 20 earmuffs a winter.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And those earmuffs have been in probably 10 podcasts for sure.
Yeah.
Well, some people don't take the ring off. I take it off in the shower because it's like, I feel like my body, well, everyone's body, like, like if it's humid, you expand. And I just don't want the ring to fall off in the shower and then it goes down the drain. You're just fucked. You're completely fucked if it
It's like
goes down the
something I
drain.
would do.
So I'm too nervous to have it in the shower, so I take it off in the shower and then put it back on. But I must have forgot. That's my thought. I must have forgot it in the.
You've
in the
never
shower.
lost. Oh, now I'm going to jinx you, but like you are the opposite of me. You like do not lose things.
I don't lose things because I have a place for them, like my wallet, my keys. No matter where I've lived my
That's
whole
what
life,
everyone
they
tells
always
me.
go in the same place.
Have a place.
And that's just it. Just when I come home, they just go there. I came to your apartment the other day. It's nothing has a place.
I'm working on that.
place
though.
where your
you know,
keys
I'm
should go-
I'm working on that.
The place where your keys should go, and maybe even your wallet. When I came to the apartment yesterday, there was literally an empty bottle of maple syrup.
Rob was like, "Why are your clothes in our kitchen cabinets?"
You have clothes in the kitchen cabinet.
Well, we have a lot of kitchen cabinets, which is nice, but I have one where my clothes are.
Do you say clothes?
Clothes.
How do you say it?
Clothes?
You said clothes,
You're
and
just
I'm
trying to tie me into the bad pronunciation of things.
No,
'cause you're mispronouncing
I'm an
something
idiot.
last time.
I'm an idiot, but you
What
definitely
was the
said
word that you
clothes.
couldn't say last time?
Drawing.
Drawing.
Try to
You-
say it again. What do you call shirts?
You sound like
pants?
What do you call shirts? A hamper full of what?
Clothes.
I heard the th there, but you
The
definitely
first one, it was
you
clothes.
definitely cloded.
We'll go
it.
to instant
I put a
replay.
D in there.
Yeah, clothes, which I think is a New England thing.
Hang out too many foreign people, maybe. Or maybe it's a New England thing.
Clothes.
Hey, Ma, you do the
Hey,
laundry?
Come down here, chief. But some people just keep their wedding ring on forever. Like my sister's husband, I don't think he takes it off, but it's so tight on his finger. It looks like someone's like strangling someone. Like, like it looks like it's supposed to burst.
That's what I would need, so I wouldn't lose it.
Yeah. But
It's a metaphorical ring.
right now?
No, his, because it's strangling.
Oh yeah.
He's being strangled by his.
By
I don't-
his
I don't-
By my
sister.
sister.
By his sister.
I took a leap for
I don't think my-
for a bit. Didn't work.
I don't think my sister could strangle anyone. She's pretty weak.
No, that's just too nice. To
Rhea
do
has
that.
no upper body strength either.
No.
No.
She doesn't like pump iron.
No. No. She has zero upper body strength, but she would tell you that.
Hmm.
She sometimes tells me that. Like, try to squeeze me as hard as you can, and it's like literally embarrassing. It's like, ugh,
Oh
you
my
can
goodness.
barely feel it.
No,
No upper body strength.
she's not an equinox doing squats.
No, but she can physically kick me. We've already talked about that. She's a black belt in karate. I didn't know that.
I do not see that at all.
I don't see that at all
That
either.
she'd
but
probably be the last person I'd pick to be a black belt in karate, but
Yeah.
you're saying she could kick our ass.
no, because I don't think she couldn't mentally kick her ass, but she can high kick. She wouldn't be able to do it.
High kick's important.
Yeah, she can high kick.
Hmm.
She should have been a lawyer. She would have been a good lawyer.
Yeah.
She's great at arguing.
Most ladies are though.
She's good at the mental karate.
Mental karate, she's A+. She's been a black belt since birth. But you don't really do you think you argue with your mom or your dad? You never argue with your parents, do you?
I always argue with my mom. I never argue with my dad.
Always since you were a kid?
Yeah. And there's no winning against a Filipino mother. There's no way to defeat her.
So you always lose.
She's like Bowser in Mario, only I don't win. There's no winning.
What was the last argument you got into with your mom?
I could have, I don't know, like I think I like drank her water or something.
What did she say?
Hey, you bad boy. Drink my water. She doesn't talk like that at all. She's lived in America for 75 years. But in my mind, that's what it sounds like.
So she comes into the room, give the full argument. What does she start with?
She like still gets mad at me for like if my room is messy when I'm home, but I'm like, I don't live there. Like, clean up
40
now. I'm like, Mom, like I don't live here. She's like, bad boy. Sock on floor.
He's like, Mom, those are your socks. I don't live here. This is your. You
This
turned
is
this into a gym.
literally your shirt, Mom. It's like an extra small purple turtleneck.
Doesn't she still ground you when you go home?
Yeah. If you have like an Asian parent, you have a curfew. Even if you don't live there, no matter how old you are, she's like, she always says, you gallivanting. If you've like if anyone who's Filipino, like the word gallivanting is like very big. Like, you're gonna go gallivanting. I'm like, Mom, I'm like in my 30s. I haven't lived at home since I was like 23. She's like, you come home in 20 minutes. I'm like, Mom, that would be 9 o'clock. She's like, 9:15 latest. I'm like, God damn.
So
This
she's
is all real. Like that anyone with like, and my dad, he was born here. His family's been here forever. He's like, oh, okay, I'll see you in a few days, PJ. Like, could not be more different parenting style.
You go out
could
to
not be more
dinner.
different.
He says, "I'll see you in a few days."
I'm like, Dad, I'm going out with my friends, and he's like, if my mom's like out of town, he's like, okay, do you need some money? I'm like, great. And Mom's like, too late. I'm like, Mom, it's literally 7 p.m.
What is this fascination with the word gallivanting?
I don't know. I swear to God, every Filipino mother loves to tell their kid they're gallivanting, whether they're 10 or they're 40.
So if you come home past curfew, you're 36 years
I'm
old.
gallivanting.
What does she do? What's your punishments in your mid-30s?
Lots of yelling, possibly some sanilas, which are flippers being thrown at you.
Asanilas? That sounds
Sanilas.
Spanish. Is that Spanish?
No, in Spanish, I think they're chanclas.
What the fuck are you talking about?
It's the same concept.
What's the word again?
Sanilas, in my mom's dialect.
Sanilas?
So my mom speaks a dialect from the Philippines, which isn't the main language. Tagalog is the main language there, but a lot of people speak English. But she speaks a dialect called Ilonggo, which maybe a few million people in the world speak, and 90% in the Philippines. So whenever we go out, my mom will just blatantly talk shit about people, knowing that there's essentially a 0% chance.
Well, who's she talking to?
She'll just like make fun of people. She's
But
like,
do you understand it?
I can understand it, yeah.
You understand the language? Does
Yeah.
your dad?
He understands all the swears. He understands all the
So
swears.
she'll just. So she's talking to people, you and your dad, who don't even fully understand her.
I understand most of what she's saying.
Really? But you can't speak it.
No.
And
She would always just talk to me.
And sandals are called salidas?
They're called sanilas.
Sanilas. And she throws them at you
I mean, she did when I was younger.
if you came home late.
She hit my friend once by accident. I came home my front door. My poor neighbor, Pat, who lived down the street, she's like, PJ, you out too late. And then she threw the sanilas at me. I ducked, and then it hit my friend Pat. And then he was really scared of my mom afterwards. Anyone with a fob, what is it, a foreign...
Fresh off the boat.
Fresh off the boat parent can relate to this.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. And my dad, none of this. So I had a very interesting upbringing. Very big dichotomy.
I don't know if it's like a fob thing or like, I don't know. Ria's Indian, obviously, but it's like such a emphasis on, I'm always getting yelled at on not setting up doctor's appointments. And it's like such a big, there's so much emphasis on going to the doctor, and the doctor's always right. And if a normal person needs to go to the doctor once a year, like I feel like Ria will go 15 times a year.
Oh my
And
God.
she's always telling her parents, you got to go to the doctor, go for a walk. They love the doctor.
They love the
Well,
doctor.
Mostly because I think they're cousins. Go see your cousins.
Oh yeah, they're Indian, so yeah.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. I got yelled at. She ended up making my doctor's appointment.
Nice.
She was like, did you make your doctor's appointment for the last month? Did you make your doctor's appointment? Did you make your doctor's appointment for a physical?
That's nice.
And I was like, yeah, you know, it's the last. I'm not even thinking about it. And then yesterday I got an email from, I didn't even know the name of my health insurance company. She found out and made my appointment for me.
You're lucky.
Yeah. So I got that. Now I have to
There are
go
perks
do that.
to being married. Wow.
Yeah. She makes me do blood work. I would never do any of these things. If I was single, I'd never
Really?
go to the doctor. I'd never get blood work. No.
No.
No. I only go to the doctor when I'm like, if I don't feel good, which is a
I
very
feel like a
white
lot of
thing.
people are like that.
That's a very white way of thinking of it.
Yeah.
You know, you go to the doctor if you feel sick, but not in Indian culture. You go to the doctor because it's like a Tuesday. If it was up to her, I'd probably get blood work done once a week.
Yeah. Yeah. My mom was very strict with like all that stuff. So I had like a lot of different types of schools that I went to, but my high school was like predominantly white. So like all my friends are like, "Man, my curfew's like 4 a.m." I'm like, mine is like 8:30. So like I was always the first one to go home.
What was your high school curfew?
I mean, by the time I was like a junior or senior, it was like 11, but that was like way too early because we were, my friends were all trying to go to party and stuff, and I'm like, I want to stay out. And my dad would show up because he's like old and like the little red Volvo, like, oh,
Hey.
Mom wants you home. I'm like,
PJ, it's time to go.
exactly. Mom says you have to be home now. He'd show up like driving like this because my dad's 87, so yeah, it was tough. It was tough.
I want to end the show with one top 5, and then we'll get out of here. I want to do a top 5 with you, see if we can guess them. And it's been fun. We've been doing this on the show. So we're going to do a top 5. I thought this would be because you used to work in the travel business. You used to be a travel agent, so I thought this would be
Yeah.
up your alley. So,
Cool.
Mike, if it would be possible, let's see if we can, Nicolette, if we can pull up the top 5 tourist destinations in the United States. Top 5 most visited cities in the United States.
Is this going to be another one of those like screw you ones where it's like
No, I don't think so.
like the other ones were like Albuquerque, New Mexico is number 2. Like,
Would you want like places or like cities? Because there's like
cities,
locations that are like this attraction. Or you're talking about top 5?
Top 5 most visited cities in the United States. Okay.
I feel like this one is might actually not be a trick. Because
No,
the
I
other
think-
ones we did were like top 5 causes of death in like
No,
London.
but that's
Like,
fucking
what
Ethan
the
who did that.
hell?
Top 5 most visited cities in the United States. Let me know when you have it pulled up, and then we'll go rapid fire. And you just say if it's on the list or not.
Okay, so I'm going to say, do you want thetravel.com or do you want World of Wonderlust? Because those are the two that are given it to me.
Travel.com seems a little more legit.
Thetravel.com.
Okay, here we go. This is the top 5 most visited cities in the United States by guessing. Let's see if we can figure it out. PJ, you get first guess.
Well, I got to go with where we are now. New York's got to be there.
Number
York.
2, New York
Number
City.
2?
New York, number 2.
What?
I'm going to go Las Vegas.
Las Vegas is number 6, unfortunately. It did not crack the
Ooh.
top
Crack
5.
10.
I'm actually shocked New York's not number 1. Los Angeles.
Number 4, Los Angeles, California.
Miami.
Miami's number 8.
Wow.
What? Wow. Chicago.
Chicago's number 3. Ding, ding, ding.
All right.
Wow.
Beating you, Jiggy.
Boston.
Not even on the
Boston.
top 10.
How are we missing
I'm from
number
Boston.
1?
I'm like, who wants to visit Boston?
You're missing 1 and 5. So far we
Next
have
one.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Orlando.
Boom, number 1.
No way. Our old home,
Okay, now we need number
Orlando,
I
is
thought you were
more
gonna guess that to
visited
begin
than
with.
New York City?
5. Yeah, it's the power of the mouse, baby.
That's insane.
It's the mouse and the conventions.
It's true.
The power of the,
The
mouse.
Invention Center. Did I ever tell you that? I was driving with my old teammate, Ryan. He's one of my good friends. We were driving by the Orlando Convention Center, and it's a massive building. And he's like, "Oh my God, what is that building?" He never saw it before. I'm like, "Dude, that's the Orlando Convention Center." And he paused and he looked at me and he goes, "The Invention Center?" Dude, you're a fucking idiot.
How does New York have 3 airports and Orlando only has 1? Well, Orlando Airport's a shit show.
Airport size has
That
nothing to do
makes-
with the number of visitors.
I guess you could drive, right?
Well, it has more residents. It crushes on residents,
Right.
But that has nothing to do with visitors.
I can't, or Orlando
still need
over
number 5.
New York. Oh,
This one's a bit of a curveball. I wouldn't have guessed this.
I have an idea.
go.
San Francisco.
No.
That's what I would say, just because of the population. What else is we already said L.A. D.C.?
No DC.
Atlanta.
Nope. See, this one's a tough one. You weren't far off geographically from San Francisco, I'll say that.
Anaheim?
No, that's
San
pretty far.
Diego.
No, wrong state.
Seattle? Portland?
Seattle, Washington, number 5.
That's surprising.
Wow, that's very surprising. So give me the top 5. We have Orlando, New York, Chicago,
LA,
Seattle.
I'm proud of
Very
you,
interesting.
Orlando, our old home.
We did pretty good on that one. We did pretty good.
That was the best one we ever had.
And with that, I think we're going to be out on episode 12. Thanks to Big Mike on the 1s and 2s. Of course, DJ PJ,
Merci
the one and
beaucoup.
only here. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week with another episode. Lucky number 13 coming at you next time. It's out. Mahalo. Deuces.